Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Pokestraya YouTube channel. I am Jordan Bedford, and before I jump into today's video, there's just a couple of things I want to discuss real quick. This won't take very long. First of all, today was meant to be a collaboration video with someone else from Pokestraya. Unfortunately, all the other guys were busy today. I'm going to be filming some stuff with them next week, so that'll probably go up on Sunday. But this gave me the opportunity to introduce you to a new series that we're starting here. If you're familiar with the channel, we had Road to Cities leading into this Adelaide City Championships. Now we're looking at the ACT and New South Wales Regional Championships coming up. So I'm going to be taking a look at a couple of decks that I think could possibly pop up and do quite well. I'm going to be taking a look at some obscure decks and some of the really strong decks that are probably not going to go away anytime soon. So welcome to Road to Regionals. I was planning on starting this on my Tuesday series where I was looking at top tier level decks, but because I didn't have anything planned for today, I thought I could start it early and look at a Sceptile deck. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoy it, be sure to give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and head over to our Facebook page. All that is much appreciated, and thank you everybody for all the support. We've gained a couple of subscribers real quick. I'm very proud of that. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. Alrighty, welcome back to the Pokestraya YouTube channel. I am Jordan Bedford, and today we're taking a look at a mega Sceptile deck on our road to regional championships. Now, it should be noted that in Australia, we do not play expanded format. We just play standard. All these decks are going to be standard format. There are tweaks that I might mention that you can make for expanded, but most of them are just going to be standard decks that I think are going to pop up. Now, looking at this, you might think, well, Mega Sceptile, that's never going to pop up. You know, that was a one-time thing. But I truly believe that Mega Sceptile will see a lot of play. It's got so many great counters for the meta currently. Like, first of all, Jagged Saber knocks out Seismitoad easily. Even if not, you've also got this base one that does Unseen Claw, which can easily knock out a Toad if it's got a Fighting Fury Belt or something on it. Not only that, it's also got a really good Jolteon matchup. This is just a two-shot on Jolteon. Jolteon's never really going to be able to damage us too much, and even if you do, you can just heal it back up. It's also prevent abilities done to this Pokemon, so that's also a pretty nice theater stop ability. So this Mega Sceptile deck, I think it could pop up. It's got some really great matchups. There's a couple of iffy matchups, such as Night March and YZG. However, I think overall this deck's pretty strong against a lot of the current format. So let's jump into the list. I run a 4-3 Sceptile line. Now I play one of this agility Sceptile from the promo tin. The main reason is this agility is really good against Night March decks. Basically, if you flip a coin its heads, you prevent all effects of attack, including damage done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. So if your opponent has a Joltik down and you've got this and you get a first turn Ariados, you can get the knockout on the Joltik and potentially stop them from doing any damage. And this is really good, and that's also the reason why I play the one Fighting Fury Belt in here. Just adding extra 40 health to these basics can be really strong. So now that that's out of the road, let's take a look at this Mega Sceptile. This is the main focus of the deck. Jagged Saber for 2 energy does 100 damage, and you may attach up to 2 grass energies from your hand to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. If you attach energy to a Pokemon this way, heal all damage from that Pokemon. So this ability has a lot of potential. It can be paired up with a lot of different things, such as Malamar, Lugia, and there's just heaps of possibilities that Mega Sceptile can be paired with. Hell, you could even throw in a random Yveltal and put some Dark Energy in there. However, we're just looking at a basic grass one. Maybe we can take a look at a different build later on, but I am a really big fan of this. Healing all the damage can just mean you can just use Mega Sceptiles over and over. It's got the 2 retreat costs, so you just retreat for 2 and then put 2 back on and heal it all off. So basically you want to try and create a Mega Sceptile loop, and yeah, just keep it in play and not risk a knockout. That is the main focus of this deck. We then have a couple of backup attackers, such as Trevenant EX. This is a card that's come out for a while. I've really liked it ever since it got printed. Wood Blast is a really good attack. It's basically Keldio's Sacred Sword attack, but for grass type. However, it just really hasn't had the same effect, as it does take, you know, a bit more. We don't have a grass Blastoise, but with this you can attach 2 energies to it and heal it off. So this thing's got 180 HP. If you put a Fighting Fury Belt on, it's got 220 HP, which is just the same as this Mega Sceptile, which is crazy. and you can attach 2 energies and start hitting for Wood Blast, possibly on your second turn. Now the reason how this could be second turn is if you get Forest of Giant Plants out, this basically allows us to first turn get a Mega Sceptile powered up. More on that later. Some other Pokemon that we have is Virizion. I really like having this in here as a non-EX attacker. It's got just the perfect damage output to knock out Regice if you run against Regice. I don't know how popular Regice is going to be. Mega Man actually seems pretty strong. If your opponent takes the first prize card, then you get the prize counter attack on a Regice. It's also got Bailout to put 2 Pokemon from our discard pile into our hand, which is pretty nice. You can grab back like another Sceptile line or something. Then play a 1-1 Ariados line. As I said, just Poison Nest. Having the Pokemon poisoned is a really good ability, especially because your grass Pokemon aren't going to get poisoned. We then also play 2 Shaman for setup, and 1 Hooper for the Scoundrel Ring ability. I can't close out of the Shaman. Alright, so for the Scoundrel Ring ability, which just basically allows us to grab a bunch of our EX Pokemon because we play a lot of them, and put them into play. Moving on to our items, we play a bunch of different stuff. Play the 1 Energy Retrieval just because, as I stated earlier, you might want to retreat a Mega Sceptile to heal it. You can retreat and then attach 2 energies to it. The 2 energies that you got back from your Energy Retrieval can go back on it if you attack with another Mega Sceptile. Then play 1 Escape Rope, just because we do play things like Hooper, and this Trevenant can be licensed out pretty early on. And this is basically a switching card for us. Other than that, you don't really have a problem once you start getting this Jagged Saber going. I then play 4 Max Elixirs. Now this is really a toss-up between this and Mega Turbo, and I felt like Max Elixir is more versatile in this deck, just to power up things such as Trevenant. You can get this on your first turn, you can get a couple of energies on your different Sceptiles. So you're not always going to hit like 3 Megas in turn 1. So you might be able to get a couple of Max Elixirs and get a couple of Sceptiles powered up, and because we play such a high energy count of 10, Max Elixir is pretty good. Then play 1 Super Rod. Again, this is really just to get our energies back that we lose, and also any Pokemon that we want to get back into the deck. I then play 4 Trainer's Mail just to help with the speed. Get your Max Elixirs turn 1, get things going turn 1. I really want to get like first turn Sceptile if I'm going second. Then play the 4 Ultra Ball, and that's pretty standard in almost every single deck now. Just dropping 2 cards to set up and draw more cards is fantastic. You can drop 2 grass energies and then energy retrieval them back. There's plenty of uses for Ultra Ball. It's just such a good card to not play. Then play 4 VS Seekers just to get our supporters back. That's pretty standard as well. We then play 1 AZ, 1 Hexmaniac, and 1 Judge. I talk about these a lot. Hexmaniac is just to either reuse Hooper, reuse Shamans, pick up anything damaged. Hex is to just stop any pesky abilities that might be popping up. Judge, just dropping your opponent's hand size down to 4 is fantastic. 2 Lysander, bring up the targets that we want to knock out. 1 Birch's Observations is just because it's the second best draw support in my opinion in the current format. 4 Sycamore, just to drop our hand and then draw 7. It's fantastic support, no reason not to play 7 of it in here. Play 2 Forest of Giant Plants, and this is how we evolve first turn. So the dream is that you start with a Sceptile on the active, Sceptile on the bench, whatever. And you can get a Max Elixir. This is going to 1 retreat cost, so if you can pull off 2 Max Elixirs attached to the active Forest of Giant Plants, get the Mega with the Spiraling, you can look at hitting Jagged Saber first turn. So there are a lot of things to go into this deck, but hopefully we can pull off a first turn Mega Sceptile. That'd be really nice. And then play with the 1 Shrine of Memories, and this is what really stumps a lot of people, I think. I know a lot of people play Parallel City, or even just the 3rd Forest of Giant Plants, but personally when I was looking at things, I felt like Jagged Saber does not one-hit KO a Seismitoad with a Fighting Fury Belt on it. So I was thinking to myself, what can I use to help me get those one-hit KOs on Seismitoads with Fighting Fury Belt? And the only option I could think of was using Ariados' Poison Nest ability mixed with Unseen Claw to one-shot those Seismitoads through the effect of Shrine of Memories, which allows us to use attacks from our previous evolutions. So it's really nice to have in here, mainly for the Seismitoad matchup, but there are a couple of others, such as this does one-hit KO Baby Yveltals, Xerneas. There's a lot of possibilities. And then play the 1 Fighting Fury Belt. I think I brought this up earlier, just to add these guys a bit of extra HP. If you're going up against Night March, agility for 30 is enough to knock out Joltik, and it can also prevent you from being attacked. Then play the 3 Sceptile Spirit Links. These are really to just drop these down so we don't end our turn evolving. I was thinking about playing the 4, but I don't think I'm ever going to get 4 Sceptiles into play at once, so there's no real point. And we only play the 3 Megas, so even if we had the 4, it's not like we're going to Mega evolve 4 of them. I then played 10 Grass Energies. That is just pretty standard, I think. I don't think I would play any more or less than 10. I think 10's a nice even number to leave it at. You only need 2 to attack, which means 8 more can be dropped anywhere to heal. And as I said, there's a lot of possibilities, and that's why I played the Max Elixirs, because we're playing such a high energy count of 10. You're usually going to hit maybe 2 or 3 of these a game. So there's my Mega Sceptile list. We're going to put this one to test in a couple of games. Let's see how we go with it. Would you look at that, we can get an N. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've never got the 2000 points, just because I never really grinded for it. But this is tempting for this full art N. I might do it. Alright, so here we go with Sceptile Grass Pokemon. Now another thing I wanted to mention, which I was supposed to mention when I was talking about the deck, was my decision to not include Super Scoop Ups. Now a lot of these Mega Sceptile decks play for Super Scoop Ups just to pick up Pokemon and, you know, just make sure you never get a knockout on these Sceptiles, but I opt to cut that for 4 Trainer's Mail. I feel like Trainer's Mail just helps the speed and consistency of the deck, makes it go a bit quicker, and just helps out in a lot of matchups. That's why I opt for that over the Super Scoop Ups. Like, they can be pretty dead cards at points, Super Scoops, and they are also relying on a flip. But I feel like Trainer's Mail is just going to help me a bit more than... Okay, so we don't have a really good starting here either. We either start Shaman or we start Hooper. I decided to start Shaman just because we can Hooper and grab our Pokemon that we need. We've got Ultra Balls, we've got Trainer's Mails, we've got plenty in hand to pull off some pretty nice combos. And we see a Machamp, so this is going to be probably Machamp Ariados, which I'm fine with because we are playing Sceptile. Ariados cannot affect us by a special condition for our opponent to use Crazy Hammer. Once they realize what I'm playing, they're probably just going to concede anyway, but we'll see how we go. My opponent might stick around. Hopefully they do. I'd love to get some great games out of this. So this is one of the only downsides for Machamp, is the fact that there's a lot of grass Pokemon that aren't affected by Crazy Hammer and the Sceptile. The Ariados, sorry. I'm assuming they're playing Sceptile, Machamp Ariados. We'll find out, I guess. They're going to take a Shaman, obviously. And they're going to probably set up to draw the 3. Now, one of the plus sides for this matchup is that if my opponent is playing the Ariados, I really don't need to play mine. Obviously, they're never going to really bother to poison me, but I just don't have a use to play mine, and they're going to play down their Spinarak. They don't really know what I'm playing. I started Shaman, so they have no clue that I'm playing Mega Sceptile, which is not an easy matchup for them. Alrighty, so they've got Fighting Energy down onto the Machamp. They're going to set up. They haven't played a supporter yet. We're going to see a Karina, probably take another Machamp, maybe a Fighting Fury Belt or something. Not a Fighting Fury Belt. Focus Sash, that's the card. Alright, so Machamp Ariados is a really fun deck. I don't know how competitive it is. I might feature it on this if I think it's going to be good, but I honestly can't see it being too competitive. One of the main downsides is this attack. Maybe with Max Elixirs you can get something going. We are going to see the Max Elixir, so this is probably their build is using Max Elixirs to really power up this Machamp as quickly as possible, just because it does get stopped by a lot of things. Like if a Jolteon can get set up before this thing can, then Machamp can't attack it. However, if Machamp can get set up before it, well then Machamp's just going to run all over Jolteon. Alrighty. So I'm really hoping I can pull off a Spirit Link off my Trainer's Mail. That'd be really nice. Then I could look at getting the first turn Mega Sceptile. That's what it's called. If not, I would also happily take a Mega, what's it called? Max Elixir. I keep getting Mega Turbo Max Elixir confused. Alrighty, so my opponent didn't get the energy onto the Machamp. I'm gonna see Landorus come down and a pass turn from my opponent. Okay, so we're gonna see a Super Rod. Oh, that's fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna play the Trainer's Mail here. We're gonna take the Max Elixir. I think I'll just play the Hooper at this point. Let's see what we can take with that. I don't really know what I want to take. We're gonna take a Sceptile, and probably just a Shaman. I won't take the Mega just yet. Okay, so I'd really like to hit a Max Elixir off this. So at this point my opponent is probably not too happy about them playing Machamp Ariados if I'm going to get these Scizors down, these Sceptiles, not Scizors. The two completely different Pokemon. And then we're going to hit the Max Elixir, which is fantastic. We'll put it onto Sleep Poison 1. Okay. Now I can Ultra Ball away my Grass Energy and my Judge, and then I'm going to just Super Order back in. I'm going to take the Mega, yeah, I'll take the Mega Sceptile here. And the main reason is I should probably almost hit a Spirit Link off a Shaman for 5, hopefully. So we'll put the Forest of Giant Plants down. We can Super Rod this Grass Energy back in. And that was just a way of burning our cards. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me, dropping my Super Rod so early in the game. However, we are going to be able to Shaman for 5 here. So what I'm hoping for is... oh, not that. Trainer's Mail, come on, give me some good here. We're just going to take the Sycamore, okay. So unfortunately I'm going to have to drop a Mega. But now I'm confused whether I might put the Grass onto the Shaman. Alright, and we can put down this other Sceptile. I don't think I'll be needing Ariados this matchup. And actually, you know what? I'm going to Lysander up this Machamp, and I'm just going to Mega Evolve. I was considering dropping my hand, but I think it'll just be wise at this point. My opponent's not going to be able to get this thing powered up this turn. Actually, I could have just misplayed then. They could hit 2 Max Elixirs or Max Elixir Energy Switch. Okay, so I may have misplayed that a little bit. I should have just left the active and Mega'd, or even just played the Sycamore, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. I don't feel like my opponent's going to be able to pull off this Miracle Turn, just based off what happened last turn. They didn't really have much on the way of their, did they Sycamore last turn? No, they Kareena'd, so they took the Max Elixir, so that means they didn't have it in hand. They've already played 2. Do they have another one and a Switch? Because that's what they need, or even a Float Stone. Or Escape Rope. Any way of switching. If they play Escape Rope, that won't bother me too much. Alrighty, so we're going to see the Forest of Giant Plants being booted for that Fighting Stadium, which is a bit of a shame. If my opponent doesn't get anything, we're going to be able to start running over my opponent pretty quickly. And we're going to see a Karina. So they'll probably take Landorus and maybe an Ultra Ball for a Shaman, or Max Elixir, or way of switching in so they can at least use Steaming Mad. We'll see what my opponent takes with the Karina. Alright, and a Level Ball. Okay, so I want to quickly touch on a card in my deck, and that is Fighting Fury Belt. In cases like this, I would really like it to be either attachable to a Mega, or even just a Muscle Band in here, just because Jagged Saber could hit for 120, which is enough to knock out Shaman. That is probably the one downside I have for this deck, is that it doesn't one-hit KO Shamans. Of course, I do play the Shonen Memories, which allows me to, we're going to draw into a Hex. We're just going to put Grass down onto this Sceptile here, and we'll play the Sycamore. I also do kind of regret playing my other Sceptile down here, because I wish I could get this area set up so I could look at using the previous evolution's attack. That's okay, we're just going to Jagged Saber here. We'll go 2 Grass down onto the Sceptile. I could spread it, I think. I'm just gonna commit to this one, because what could happen is they could hit me for a lot of damage next turn, potentially. I could retreat, and, you know, hit another Jagged Saber. So we got 1 energy in the discard, so that's not too bad at this point. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate they don't have room for the Spinarak and Ariados. I'll probably just end up Sycamoring away that Ariados. We'll put the Grass Energy down onto the other bench Sceptile without the Spirit Link. And basically what's going to happen is we're probably going to get maybe a second and hopefully a third Sceptile set up next turn. If we can get that, I think we basically just win the game. I don't think my opponent can do much after that. The last time they didn't really have much. They Kareena'd, they didn't really take... Well, I'm assuming they have a supporter solely because they didn't take the VS Seeker. Although I don't... Yeah, they had the Sycamore, so they had VS Seeker in hand. Did they take VS Seeker? I don't think they did they? They could have. I can't remember what my opponent took last time with their Karina. Oh, they had another VS Seeker in hand, so it wouldn't really matter. Alright, so we're going to see the Sycamore here. Fighting is going to come down onto the Machamp. We can see the switch into this Machamp this turn. But even still, they're not going to be able to knock me out anyway. We don't even have the strong energies. If there was like 2 strongs and, I don't know, there's no way they could do it because of Ariados blocking the second part of Ariados not affecting grass Pokemon. So yeah, except for grass Pokemon. This just basically allows Mega Sceptile to last a bit longer. Alright, so my opponent's probably just going to sacrifice this Machamp up here. Well, actually, you know what I could do next turn is Lysander up this one. You know what? I'm just going to do that. I'm going to VS Seek for the Lysander on this one. And the reason for that is because I want to damage this thing before it damages me. This Machamp is just going to be bait sitting there with 100 damage counters on it already. So now we get to do this and Jagged Saber and get 2 more grass energies onto the Sceptile down here. Then next time we have the Sycamore in hand that we can play, get a couple of other things. I don't think it really matters that we don't have the other Sceptile down. Alrighty, so now I'm pretty confident, like, even if they do a bunch of damage to me, I can just either retreat and use another Mega Sceptile to heal, and my opponent's going to concede. We'll play one more game with this, unless it's a really quick game. So let's jump in and play that one straight away. Alrighty, so yeah, my opponent just had a really bad matchup. Like, the only matchup you don't want to see is when you're playing Machamp Ariados is Mega Sceptile, or just any grass deck in general, like Vespiquen, anything. Well, actually not Vespiquen too much. It's a bad matchup because Vespiquen's too fast to compete with Machamp. But you know, Machamp can still get around Vespiquen just because of like Muscle Band and Strong Energies. Hits for 80 base, so. Enough about Machamp, because we're not here to talk about Machamp. My opponent's playing an all-lightning deck, meaning they don't even have Shaman in their deck. We would like to go first, yes we would. Doesn't really matter too much with this if you can pull off the turn 1 Jagged Saber, but I just prefer to go first anyway, just in case. The chances of you hitting the first turn Jagged Saber are pretty slim. It does happen, but it's pretty slim. Alright, I'm pretty happy with this opening hand actually. Alright, so I've got a bunch of options. If I can draw into a Forest of Giant Plants, I'll be really happy because I'm going to have the Sceptile, Spirit Link. I'm going to have a bunch of stuff in hand that I can play. So I'm quite happy with this hand right now. Basically, turn 1 I'm going to Ultra Ball, grabbing a Hooper, get a couple of Sceptiles down, kind of get things going first turn. Alright, so I think my opponent's just playing like, it could be Thundercats or maybe Magnezone, but I think both of those would probably play Shaman, so I'm not too sure, and I didn't really pay attention to what my opponent was mulliganing. So, we'll find out I guess when they flip over their cards. I don't really know about the Mega Man matchup, I haven't tested against it, so. Alright, yeah, we would like to draw more cards. Alright, so we're going to draw into the Sceptile. We see a Pikachu. This could be like just Raichu Bats or something. What do I Ultra Ball here? I'm going to get rid of the Grass and the Sycamore. I don't really feel like I want a Sycamore this turn. And we're going to take the Hooper. Oh, not the Spinarak. We're going to take the Hooper. Alrighty. So I'm going to take Sceptile, Trevenant, and Shaman here. Sceptile, Trevenant, and Shaman. Alright, I can play all these down. I can Max Elixir this turn. I could potentially look at getting some pretty cool plays off. I'm not planning on getting a first turn, you know, Mega Scizor. No, I keep calling it Scizor. I've been all hyped about Scizor. Mega Sceptile. I don't know whether I want this on the Sceptile or on the Trevenant. I think I'm just going to put it on the Trevenant. And then I'm going to Shaman to draw 4. If I can draw into a Forest of Giant Plants, that's going to be fantastic for me. Alrighty, so we're going to draw, and we don't see that. We do see the Fighting Fury Belt. I've got options now. I could go for the Sycamore, but I think I'm just going to pass turn. I don't think my opponent's going to have an explosive turn and knock this out, so I don't think it really mattered. Next turn I can just Mega Evolve, and then I can attach another energy somewhere, probably to the active. Most likely to the active. We're going to see a Birch's Observations. They put the Robosub down, which kind of makes me feel like it's... Okay, so there's a Mega Manectric. Alright, so this is weird. I'm not too sure what this is. We get another Spirit Link, which is nice. We can put down the Mega Sceptile. which means we're going to be able to knock out this Pikachu this turn. We then get another grass, and we can Sycamore. There's no point in playing that energy retrieval. Only had one energy in discard, which is fine. Alrighty, we're going to get another Scizor here, but I'm not going to play that just yet. I'm going to go for a couple of max elixirs first, see if we can pull anything off. I probably should play a Trainer's Mail first, but alrighty, so we're going to get that down. I'm going to put it onto the Sceptile, and then I can Trainer's Mail. I'll take the Ultra Ball, actually. Yeah, we'll take the Ultra Ball. Alrighty, and now I'm going to just Ultra Ball, discarding the Sycamore and the Virizion. Yeah, I don't think Virizion is going to be too useful. I think we're going to get ahead in the prize game. It's not going to be great. So we're going to take another Shaman here. And this is just to really get some more draws going. We'll put the Sceptile down. I do want to have 2 energies in hand so I can use Jagged Saber's full effect. Alrighty, so we're going to use the Shaman Sky Return to draw 5 cards. Fantastic. We didn't see the other energy. That's okay though. We can Super Rod back in some stuff. We'll get energy in Virizion. I probably should have waited before I did that, but that's all good. Alrighty, so now we can Jagged Saber. And I actually feel like I kind of want to go into this Trevenant EX here. I feel like it's probably, in this match, going to be more effective than Mega Sceptile will be. Solely if we can hit a good Wood Blast off onto this Manectric, you know, we can potentially get some quick knockouts. I'll probably go into the Robo Sub or something, I don't know. So I don't know if they're playing a Mega Manectric build or just a straight Manectric. I'm not too sure what my opponent's playing. Pikachu and Manectric are usually not 2 cards that would go hand in hand together. I do have this Lysander. Okay, so they are going to Evo Soda to get the Mega Manectric. Alrighty. I see. I would just Lysander here and start attacking, but I feel like I need to play another supporter to get 2 more energies in so I can power this thing up to hit a Wood Blast, because that's going to be more effective. I'm just going to drop these just to lower my hand size. I think that'd be a sick for the Sycamore anyway. So I'm just kind of getting rid of useless cards right now, and that is Virizion. I don't think my opponent's going to get ahead in the prize card game, and if they do, it's not going to be by too much. And we're just going to take a Sycamore here, so I really want to draw into some grass energies. That'd be fantastic. So I don't think I've attached for turn, no. So I can attach, but we only get the 1. Oh, we are going to get 1 off the Max Elixir, that's fine. I got supporters for next turn. We'll just normal attach, and we can Jagged Saber. We won't be attaching any energies this turn. However, this Trevenant is looking pretty scary right now. We've got 11 cards left in deck. I know we've got a bunch of energies. How many energies do I need to knock out a Mega Manectric 1 turn? I'm going to need a hell of a lot, aren't I? So currently I'm hitting for 140 damage. That's not too far off. Just potentially 1 Jagged Saber. We're going to see a Bridget, so yeah. So basically just 1 Jagged Saber for 2 grass energies will be enough. I've got options next turn. Alrighty, so we're going to see a Trainer's Mail. We'll play that. Would love to see Professor's Letter right now. We don't see Professor's Letter, but we do see Escape Rope. That's fine, I'm happy with that. And I'm going to play the Escape Rope. So we're just going to bring up this, and I'm going to go into this Sceptile right here. And I'm going to go for a Birch's Observations. Hopefully I can hit a grass energy off of it, or multiple grass energies. Ooh, we're going very thin on our deck right now. So unfortunately I didn't hit the grass energies I would have liked to. I would have liked to hit some more so I could heal up this one, but that's fine. We're just going to be able to Jagged Saber this turn. They've only got 1 card left in deck. I'm not too sure they're going to be able to retreat it this turn. Depends what they took decked. All we saw last time was a Bridget, so we're going to see a Pokemon Fan Club. So that means that card, potentially, no, I know it's not a Shaman because they don't play Shaman, so we're going to see 2 Manectrics coming to hand. I don't know what that last card is. And they're just going to pass turn, which means we are going to be able to get a knockout with the... Ooh. Alrighty, so I'm not... You know what, I'm just gonna go down onto this. I don't think there's much in the way that my opponent can do. Now I could VS Seeker for this and hit for 100. I don't think it really matters, to be honest, actually. Okay, so my screen recording software just kind of crashed on me. Hopefully I didn't lose that footage. I just AZ'd the Shaman, hopefully that was on there. And I'm just going to Shaman for 1, just trying to draw into another energy. I should have some in deck, I think. Let's see a Trainer's Mail. We can play that. Oops. Just take the VS Seeker. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to take anything because I'm just going to run out of cards. So that means I do not have the Professor's Letter in deck like I thought I did. So we're going to knock out this Manectric here. Would love to see a Judge off my prize cards. Now we see a Hex and a Judge. Fantastic. This means I'm not going to be decking myself out this game, which is just great. So I need, I'm hitting for 150, 160. Alright, so I don't think I'm going to be able to use Trevenant EX to get the knockout on the Mega Man. However, we can hit it for 100 and then just let them take the knockout on this Sceptile. And then go up into either the Trevenant or the other Mega Sceptile and hit for a lot of damage. So I'm not too sure if I've got any energy left in deck or not. Alternatively, if my opponent doesn't really get anything going next turn, I could just Lysander up another Manectric and just keep Jagged Sabering. So what do we have in the discard? Do we have any Grass Energies in here? No, we've got 2, 4. So there is actually only 1 Grass Energy left in deck. It could be in the prize, I'm not too sure. So even with that, I don't think that's going to be enough. So we basically have to get... I've lost all my... I've lost my energy retrieval and my Zoop Rod, so we're just stuck with the energies that I have. We've got 1 more in deck. So I could use that to either heal up this Mega Sceptile, or just keep attaching to Trevenant that we hit for. So it's for 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, 160. With another one, I'm going to be able to one-shot these Manectrics. So if I top deck an energy next turn, I'm not going to be too fast because I'm going to be able to Lysander and knock out. This thing won't be able to knock me out. And then I can just VS Seeker for Lysander and knock out the other one. Alrighty. My opponent didn't even decide to attack me. I didn't draw into the energies. That sucked. So I don't know why my opponent didn't even use Turbo Bolt. So we're just going to Jagged Saber for 100. Really wish I top decked the energy. Maybe they're just trying to deck me up, but I still feel like they probably would have attacked me and just got like another Manectric. Oh, they don't even have any energy. Oh, they've got some terrible draws. Or it's a poorly built Manectric deck. I'm not too sure. I don't want to comment on that. So if I do draw into the energy right now, I'd be really happy we don't. I think my opponent's just trying to deck me out, but that's not going to work. I'm just going to keep using Jagged Saber. Next turn I'll knock them out with a Jagged Saber, and then it's just getting a Grass Energy onto this thing and that's it. They won't even have enough time to deck me out, so that's all good. Unless they play 2 Trick Shovels right now, I've scared myself. I don't think they'd play Trick Shovel. If they do, I'm going to flip the table over. Alrighty, so next turn I'll be down to 1 card. Should I judge? No, my opponent scoops. Alrighty, so that was Mega Sceptile. As you can see, this deck is really fast and really strong. If you can get off some pretty nice draws like I did there, I was pretty happy with it. There are a couple of things that change. I don't know, I'm still debating between Mega Turbo and Max Elixir. Max Elixir was very helpful in that game just then, being able to power up Sceptile and Trevenant. I'm sorry that I keep calling it Scizor. I've probably done it like 10 times. I should have done a counter for each time I said Scizor instead of Sceptile. So that was Mega Sceptile. It's a deck which I think's got a lot of potential just because I am expecting a lot of Scizor and a lot of Jolteon. I don't think I'll necessarily play it, but it's still a deck to look out and consider. Thank you for watching as always. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe, like the video. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and like us on Facebook too. I should plug that while I'm here. Peace.